Hi there, it's Rev and Sam.
Of What Yacht to Do.
We're going around America's Great Loop.
On the Here's to Us. It's a 504 cockpit motor yacht.
And today we are taking a trip from Georgetown over to Myrtle Beach. Now we're going to South Myrtle Beach in Osprey Marina, and then North Myrtle Beach, stopping at Myrtle Beach Yacht Club.
Yeah.
It's going to be a long video, so
be a
get
long
your
one.
popcorn,
All right.
get situated
Let's
there.
go see what we have. So we are leaving Georgetown, the Harbor Walk Marina, and that is our friends Brian and Michelle on Katoomba, their big 53-foot Marlowe. Beautiful boat, beautiful boat. And we'll see them passing us a little bit later.
Yeah, they had a different boat when we met them the first time, and we heard Katoomba was there, but when we saw that boat, we didn't think it was that Katoomba.
Yeah, they upgraded from a Grand Saline to a 53-foot Marlowe.
Yeah, really nice. But we will be back Georgetown. So we're moving on.
Yeah, moving on and
Lafayette
Bridge. Yes, yeah, very good.
I heard that from some captain I was riding with.
Back on the Intracoastal Waterway.
Beautiful day. Kinda.
Yeah, it's going to get rainy later.
Yeah.
And that's what we were watching, the weather, trying to stay ahead of the weather that's coming.
You can see on the windshield there's some sprinkles there. Lunchtime came and I decided to get out my induction cooktop and my cast iron skillet and make us some hamburgers. They turned out to be cheeseburgers, but anyway, I love to cook up here on the Lido deck, especially underway because the smell just goes out the back.
Katoomba did catch up with us, and they were in a little bit more of a hurry than we were. I think they were going to go a little bit further today. So they arranged for a pass, and they both came out and waved to us. He's got a yacht controller on there. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, beautiful boat. We got to get a tour of her, and she is just gorgeous. It's a command bridge. Looks like a cruise ship up there. He's got three, I think, 14, 15-inch screens in there, and got a tour of the engine room. Just a beautiful boat. On this section of the Intracoastal, a lot more trees and dotted marinas every once in a while, as you just saw. You'll just come up on them.
There's so beautiful trees lining this narrow passageway.
Welcome to What Yacht to Do, and we are on a trip from Georgetown up to Osprey Marina. And as you can kind of see, looking around here, the scenery has changed. We are seeing some trees, and it is really a big difference from the grasslands that we've seen in Georgia and part of South Carolina. So we are really enjoying to see different scenery, and that's one of the great things about the Great Loop is you will see a lot of different scenery on it. It never gets boring. About the time that you're done with one, okay, here comes another set of scenery. One of the things that people have asked us is, what do we do while we're en route? Well, I'll tell you, one of the things that I've started doing en route is, so I've gotten more comfortable with the navigation, is right now the boat is driving, as I call it. The boat is on autopilot, and it is following a route that is in there that has been programmed. It is the Bob 423 track turned into a route. So one of the things that I'll do is I will get the next couple days ready, and here's how I do it. And you may have different software, different programs that you run, but mainly I run Garmin, Active Captain, and Navionics. And what I do is I plan on the Navionics because the Navionics does a much better job, in my experience, than the auto-guided system on the Garmin. So I will plan the route or import the route or whatever it is in Navionics, and then what I'll do is I'll modify it there. And then one of the things you'll need to get comfortable with is working with GPX files. That's G as in golf, P as in Papa, X as in X-ray. And they are a file, basically they're latitudes and longitudes. And so they're a very small file in the kilobyte range, and they transfer very easily and very quickly, but you need to know how to do it. So what I will do is I will build the route and work with the route in Navionics. And then what I'll do is I'll take that route and I will take the route, and whatever route that I'm on, let's say Harbor Walk to Osprey, this route here, I'll take a look and I'll check that that's the route that I want. I'll stop the route. Yes, that's it. And then I'll go to menu, I'll go back to routes, and there's three little dots here. And see this, it'll say export to GPX file. Yes, I want to export to GPX file. And what I do is a prompt comes up and I can either export it to, remember I'm in Navionics, so I can go to Aqua Maps. If you're working with Aqua Maps, it's easy to do, but what I will do is I'll export it to Active Captain. Active Captain's already in there. It'll say import the route. It's going to import it. I think it'll give me another prompt, and there is the route in Active Captain. So now what I can do is I can go to my user data and I will see that route. There it is, Harbor Walk to Osprey. So from there, it's a simple process of taking it from this phone, and once I have gotten to my destination, I will dump the route that I had for today. I'll dump it from here. I'll hook this up wirelessly. This is a NEMA 2000 network, which is just a protocol. I will put the Wi-Fi on, hook it to my Carver 504 network that I have, and as instantly as I hook it to it and get it in there, it will put that route into the chart plotter. So it seems like magic, and getting set up, I remember it took me a couple days to hook it up, but it really does save you time. So what I'm doing while we're navigating and going along and looking at the great scenery is I'm working on the next route, modifying it and get it ready, and I'll be able to put it in there. That way when we get to our destination, I don't have to spend a lot of time. I can enjoy wherever we are. So that's how to work with the GPX files and your particular devices. It takes some time to do it, but it's well worth it in the end. Saves you a lot of hassle.
It has an RV park right there.
A lot of traffic that day. If anybody knows what kind of boat that is, please put it in the comments for us. I like to be able to identify boats, but I just couldn't identify that one. So we're getting ready to come into Osprey Marina, and it's kind of a long approach into there, short, narrow way, but they did arrange for us to stay on the fuel dock, which was very nice. Got to stay there, and they had a great little goodie bag for us.
Can you see okay? Well, nothing. That fender just got caught on the, you were too close to the dock and got caught on it. We're good. We still have them all. We really enjoyed our time at Osprey Marina. As Sam mentioned, they gave us a goodie bag. It had honey buns and cinnamon rolls and koozies
Yeah.
and hot pepper jelly.
Oh, yeah, the hot pepper jelly was
my
good.
goodness, we really
Yeah.
enjoyed it. But the biggest highlight was we got to meet Angela and Joey. They live aboard there at the marina, and with their daughter, and we had such a good time meeting them. They brought us happy hour
And dinner.
and dinner. Can you believe that?
Yeah, that was
My
great.
goodness.
So big shout out to Angela and Joey. Really enjoyed visiting with them.
Yeah.
Out we go through the narrow channel.
I think if you didn't notice that Osprey Marina sign, you probably wouldn't know that marina was even back there.
Yeah, it's really tucked back in there, and well-run marina.
It was calm, felt very protected. And also our buddies from Short Vacation made it, and they were staying on the other side there.
Yeah, they've got a DeFever 44, and I think there it is right there, that DeFever 44. They had to park there, and they actually had to take a golf cart to get back into the marina because it was such a long walk to get to the marina office. But highly recommend Osprey Marina on the Great Loop. It's a great little stay.
Oh, no, there's Short Vacation. I see that gold
Oh, yeah,
flag.
there it is. There's a Short Vacation. There's a DeFever 44.
Oh.
Yeah. And we'll be making a turn to the starboard and rejoining the Intracoastal Waterway. Goodbye, Osprey Marina.
So we get going on our trip today, and it's a little sprinkly out there. But look at the water. It's so lovely and flat, and I just love it when you can see the reflection of the trees in the sky, and in this case the bridge. It just is a really beautiful sight. So I'm feeling pretty good about the day. You know, here we go. Calm,
Serene,
comfortable.
kind of sitting back in the chair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you will never guess what happened next.
Look in there.
Yeah, it's close, but you're good.
19 feet right here.
Yeah, you're good. Is this a surprise, huh?
Hello.
Woo!
Swing bridge.
Who needs coffee?
Got a bunch of
Jet ski ninjas. Well,
I was like, come around the corner and go, that? We haven't seen that for a long time.
well, we knew something was coming because he said thanks for the opening.
Yeah, but I just figured, oh, it was just a, a boat.
Living on the edge. Ooh, this one likes to live on the edge. Want to slide under our bow.
So I guess there's a whole lot of people coming across here.
Yeah, if she could keep open that long. Oh, there is a long line of traffic back there.
Motor vessel, here's Wes, it's clear the swing bridge. Thanks for the opening.
Roger that, Captain. Have a great day.
So at this part, we are wide awake after the surprise tow and barge
Oh yeah.
coming through. Did not see him on the AIS at all, and really hadn't been looking for barges or any big boats like that.
Fantasy Harbor Bridge, and then the open railroad bridge.
Actually, there's a bridge before that, the Myrtle Beach.
Oh, I see
501.
cars going.
Yeah, Myrtle Beach 501, and then the
Uh-huh.
railroad bridge. Hello from the bridge of the Here's to Us. A drizzly morning, and we are trying to stay ahead of what looks to be about 2 days of very heavy rain. Not much in the way of thunderstorms or anything, convective activity, but a tropical depression that's kind of moving across Florida and coming up. So we're going to try to get it down. And at Myrtle Beach Yacht Club, and stay there for a couple days and see what happens and then move on. We were at Osprey Marina last night, and our route today is about 27 miles, but there were 12 bridges, 2 which will have to open, and one area that is kind of a danger area is the rock pile from mile marker 352 up to about 350. They say it's... We have some radio traffic on there, but what I'm going to be doing up here is once we hit the Barefoot Landing Bridge, which is at mile marker 354, we're going to give the Little River Swing Bridge a call, which is upstream, and ask them if they have had any big boats come by, because in the rock pile there is not any room to maneuver. In fact, what we'll do is once we have intel on what's coming south, we'll make a decision whether or not to hold off or not. If there's something coming south, we'll just hold off until that boat passes, and then if it looks clear, or if it sounds clear, what we will do is give a Securite call on channel 16 and announce our vessel length, and that we are northbound on the rock pile. Any concerned vessels to contact us. So that's the plan, and so we'll see how it goes. Oh, is that Lulu's baby, huh?
Oh yeah.
Securite, Securite, Securite. This is a northbound 50-foot cruiser, northbound, passing red 1-8 marker in the rock pile area, northbound at 6 knots. Any concerned vessels, hail on channel 16, over. Alright, so going through the rock pile, basically here on high tide you can't see the rocks. A lot of people say, hey, go through the rock pile on low tide. Well, we didn't have that option to do that, so we're going through on high tide, just staying on the course. So we are still in the rock pile, and you can see
That guy
the
didn't make it
remains
too
of
well.
somebody didn't do too well going through there. But what we are doing is visually navigating through the markers. And here is that sailboat. When we called the swing bridge, he said, yeah, he had left the sailboat go through. We tried to raise this guy on the radio, but luckily he was not that big. And you see we're passing pretty close together on this stretch. If we had a couple big boats, would be a problem. There's the swing bridge, and that's the bridge that we called to see if there was any recent southbound traffic. So we're now going through this, and we're getting very close to where we are to the end of the rock pile.
How did you know to call that bridge? Somebody
Oh
tell you
yeah,
that?
it was in one of the navigation notes. Just a great idea to, hey, if they would know if there's any big boats going southbound.
Right. I'm glad that barge wasn't in there.
Yeah,
We would had a very long
we would
wait.
have been backing up, I think.
We're going to come up here and turn left at the lighthouse. Okay.
So we have made the left turn. We're coming in here. We're going real slow because there's a number of marinas in here. I think the Myrtle Beach Yacht Club is the last one back there, and I can't remember if it's the third or the fourth marina. So we're coming in. Rev is on the front. We're communicating. You can see it's still kind of drizzly, raining, and we know they have us back near the fuel dock, and I can barely see back there that there's the fuel dock. So we are communicating with each other. And what I don't know is, I know the dock number or the dock letter, but I don't know how they're numbered. So she's going to be looking out there to see what slip is what.
But the docks were very well labeled. I could see A, B, C, all the docks and plus they had numbers out there that were very easy to read.
Yeah.
That's not always the case at marinas.
So as we identified what slip that was, then I said, oh, further on down. And if you can look further on down, you'll see kind of a yellow object, and that is a man with a yellow coat, and he is directing us in here. So we're going to be making a starboard entry into our slip, bow in. Yeah, here's to us, Susie, in the yellow raincoat.
That's correct.
All right, we have visually identified where we're going at this point, so it's a matter of just keeping the boat under control. Slow is better. And now I'm starting to gauge what the wind is doing. You can see the flags really aren't moving around, but there is a little bit of movement that I could feel the boat going, and it's going to be pushing me in. So I'm trying to gauge my pivot point as to where I will turn the boat to starboard. And the Here's to Us has bow and stern thrusters, and I try to challenge myself not to use those, but in this case we probably are going to need to use it because the slip, as you will see, is fairly narrow. There is our dock hand out at the end, and he's getting ready to get the lines from Rev. And at this point I'm thinking, okay, I got to get over to the right side to be able to pivot, but I don't want to hit those pilings on the right side, so I'm trying to gauge exactly where to start to make that turn. And I do know that right now I'm getting a push from behind. You can see a little bit of movement on the flag on the front there, but it is noticeable in the cockpit or up at the helm as where I'm at, that the boat is starting to get some push. So I'm gauging when to make that turn.
What do you mean, push from a current?
Yeah, push from the wind. I'm getting a little
Oh.
bit of push from the wind. I don't think there's much current back here because we're way back in the back. And Rev is taking a look to see, am I going to clear in the back? Giving me visual clues on that. And here we go into the slip. We've got to line it up pretty good. We led the turn a little bit so that during the turn the boat is going to get pushed to the starboard, and I'll have to make just a little bit of adjustments to get in there. But you can see it is a fairly narrow slip, so there's not much room for error. But close in like this, just a little bit on the bow thruster will help a lot. The stern thruster is not as effective as the bow thruster, simply because where it's positioned from the rotation point of the boat. And now it's a matter of just coordinating with Rev and the dock hand as to how far up I can go, and they'll usually tell me 10 feet, 5 feet or so. And at some point they will say, we're in, we've got a spring line on it, we're not going to go any further forward, and we've got her tied down. What I will always do is get clarification from Rev via the dock hand if it's okay to shut the engines down. Right now Rev is looking at the front to see how much clearance we have, and it looks pretty good. Pretty easy bow in docking, but you can see there is a little bit of a wind there, with just enough wind to be pushing me forward. You can see that one American flag dangling there, or it's a streamer of the American flag. A little bit of wind.
The Myrtle Beach Yacht Club is a really nice place to stay. We were so thankful that they accept transients, because some of those yacht clubs do not. But it was a very nice stay. We, like I believe Sam mentioned, that we stayed there for a couple of days because we were expecting some weather. And it did rain on us quite a bit, but it just wasn't the heavy thunderstorms that we expected.
On the second night that we were there, we did get to eat at the Officers Club. It was open and really nicely decorated, brought back a little memories for me from my days in the Air Force. It was just absolutely great food, and run by people there who have been there for a long time. We got to visit with some of them. Coming along on this trip from Georgetown up to Osprey Marina, which was a distance of about 32 miles, and then another 27 miles up to the Myrtle Beach Yacht Club.
If you have any questions or comments, just do it below. Or if you want to send us an email, you can always reach us at crew@whatyachttodo.com.
All right, because we read them all and we answer them all.
Yes, we do.
All right.
Eventually.
See ya.